From South America, Supersport presents the flamboyance and skill of Brazilian football. Each week it's action from the top games in the national championships, the prestigious Gold Cup. These are the previous winners since 1971. Names like Palmeiras, Vasco da Gama, Internacional, Sao Paulo, Flamengo and Fluminense. Of course, there was no competition during World Cup year in 1986. The first two rounds of the competition were played on a league basis. It's the top four in each group which go through to the third round. Group I is headed by Palmeiras with Sao Paulo 1 point behind. At the top of Group J is Guarani. Cruzeiro share top spot in Group K with Portuguesa. Topping Group L is Atlético Mineiro. So these are the teams which go through to the last 16 of the Gold Cup. They play each other in a knockout competition over 2 legs, and we'll see a selection of these games in the next 3 weeks. So it's to the first game of the series, Flamengo against Atlético Mineiro. A crowd of 48,500 for this, the first leg in the third round. Our match commentator is John Watson.
Welcome to the famous Maracanã Stadium in Rio, where the Flamengo side salute the crowd, and they include at number 8 one of the best-known players in the world, the great Sócrates, although his accomplice Zico is still ruled out by that long-standing injury. As for Atlético Mineiro, their best-known players, probably numbers 3, 4 and 5, Luizinho, Nelinho and Elzo have all played in the World Cup for Brazil, and this club come from the state of Minas Gerais. It's a warm day, the crowd in good heart, and as the home team, Flamengo have the greater share of the support as they prepare to kick off, playing from left to right, and the unmistakable figure of Sócrates getting the ball straight from the kick-off. And Flamengo will start here as favourites for a place in the quarter-finals. The early build-up likely to be fairly slow. That's Andrade, number 6. But we can expect to see the pace pick up the minute there's an opening. Atlético Mineiro in the stripes. Out on the right wing, Sergio, on whom an awful lot of their hopes depend in this match. Very quick player. And there's Elzo in the midfield, the anchorman at number 5. Out on the far side in his right-back position, Nelinho. Great favourite when Brazil played in Argentina back in '78. Number 9 there was Keita, but he couldn't get a foot in. And the first chance possibly there for Ronaldo, the number 9. Ronaldo Xavier, as he's called, to distinguish him from the more famous Ronaldo, who used to play centre-forward for Atlético Mineiro. Here's Júlio César, the blonde number 7. Back with Andrade. While Sócrates was well forward in that attack, it was Nelinho who intercepted. Usual accompaniment of drums among the crowd, many of whom are either in shirt sleeves or without shirts completely on a very hot day in Rio. Free kick to Atlético, is it? No, in fact it's a throw-in been given, although I've got a feeling the referee's going to be quite busy in this first half. There's quite a lot of tension between these two teams. Header on looking for Zenon, and now it's number 6, Paulo Roberto, on the left-hand side. And danger there, but I don't think it was going in. Two defenders actually getting in each other's way. And here's Júlio César, number 7. And he gets brought down, precisely the kind of tactics I thought we might see here. Júlio César, just earlier there was an incident at the other end when in fact there could have been an own goal, but all was well for Flamengo. and Julio César is back on his feet, not to be confused with the player of the same name who was a defender in Mexico. That was casually done by Mozer. There's Julio César again. Forward by Zenon. Gilmar finally having to release the ball. Some people still coming into the stadium at the start of this match. Probably straight from the Copacabana beach, I would imagine. Another free kick. And that was Everton who went down. And don't be surprised to see a number of infringements early on. These two teams known to be keen to feel each other out. And that was full in the face for Everton. And watch the elbow of the defender here. It's just... see how he catches him. That's the kind of thing the referee has to watch for in this match. Free kick to Atlético Mineiro. Bit of jostling for position in there. It's Renato going in, well caught by Zé Carlos, who many people feel is a leading contender for the international team. Gilmar lying fairly deep. That's the free kick by Nelinho, and well caught by the goalkeeper at full stretch. But Flamengo now with a chance to break. Gilmar warded off there. In the end, Nelinho goes in. Corner to Flamengo. And I would imagine Sócrates will take these. He's got an awfully good range with the swerving kicks from that side. And the goalkeeper, Pereira, here will be concerned. While it swung so far across, there was no danger. Wouldn't think Sócrates will be playing for too much longer. Renato, a player with good close control, played that one back to Paulo Roberto, the number 6. Luizinho. And the Brazilian spectators don't like to see the ball pass back to the goalkeeper. This is Batista. Forward to Elzo. Quite a nice turn by Zenon. But when they pick up pace, Flamengo can counter-attack with a lot of speed. And Marquinho, the number 11 there, was clearly brought down, and that is a yellow card. The referee not standing for any nonsense there. I rather think it was Everton who may have been booked. But Marquinho was certainly the threat. Here's Gilmar, number 10. Marquinho will stick mainly to the left, but he'll have support on that side from Ailton, the fullback. Here's Sócrates. Ronaldo doing the chasing. See plenty of empty seats in the background there. The crowd under 50,000 in this vast arena, which once held 200,000. Well, we can expect to see Ailton coming through from the left-back position wearing the number 2 shirt, and he isn't afraid to have a go from range for Flamengo. He's a very progressive player, this left-back, mainly right-footed, but certainly not lacking in confidence. Sócrates. And again, the little shove to make sure Ailton cannot get further than the 25 yards from which he shot before. But Atlético have got to be aware of that number 2. He's twice bisected the right-hand side of their defence, and this time it's a free kick. Well, as we know, the Brazilians never mind a long shot. That's a very good effort. Already it's clear that this is a player, number 4, Mozer, who packs a powerful shot in either foot. This is Júlio César, switching wings, looking for Kitar in the centre. This is Sócrates, makes room nicely, but a poor shot by his standards. Well, Sócrates criticised for his performances in the World Cup in Mexico, certainly not getting any younger, but still able on the edge of the penalty area to carve open a little chance for himself. Luizinho played in the 1982 World Cup in Spain. Touched back in to Renato. And that's Paulo Roberto. Well, we'll be expecting Renato and Zenon to operate on this left-hand side. And Elzo will come through at every opportunity to lend a hand, and he's already been fouled badly twice, the number 5. Yellow card shown to Júlio César, number 7. So a certain amount of needle in this first half, which stands at the moment at 0-0, with 15 minutes gone. And a chance for Paulo Roberto to curl the free kick in here for Atlético. Some pushing and shoving at the back there. Came out to Gilmar. Júlio César. Curved right across to Jorginho, a player who's said to have a big future, number 5. Very popular player in Rio. As indeed is Júlio César, who just got forced out of it there on the edge of the penalty area, number 7. Atlético were hoping perhaps to force a draw here because they'll have the second leg at home. And that wasn't a bad break by Renato. Cool play by Aldair. Haven't seen too much of Marquinho yet, number 11 on the far side. And the second man brought him down, Nelinho. Andrade, he's got a nice touch, number 6. Drifting that ball in, it was too far for Kitar, number 9. But he's still got in to block the clearance. Colourful scene as always in Rio. Nelinho. Well, that was Zenon who was brought down. And the first half, a little spoiled here by the number of fouls and stoppages. No great flow to the game as yet. And the goalkeeper seems to have something the matter with his left boot. He's signalled for a delay. This is Zé Carlos, not to be confused with the Carlos who is the #1 choice for the national team, who plays in Sao Paulo for Corinthians. But Zé Carlos perhaps just needing to tie his boot up again there. He has to be alert, it's a free kick. Came out to Paulo Roberto, mistake by the goalkeeper really on the cross. He committed himself and needed the help from at least one defender. The sun's in his eyes too there. Jorginho, #7, who I think is going to come into the game more as it goes on. They haven't really given him much service so far. That was why he came inside in that last attack. Sergio Araujo, to give him his full name. But he's known more as Sergio. And that was a decent run by him. He went past 3 of them, and then that's a bad foul by Mozer. And I would have thought that was deserving. Yes, it has got a yellow card. Mozer on Sergio, who frankly there had outrun them all. It was a beautiful burst by the outside right, past 3 players, and just look at the uncharitable way that run ended. It's a free kick to Atlético, and Nelinho, the #4, was once a specialist at these in the World Cup. There's Sergio, hands on hips, the man who was brought down. 3 yellow cards already. But this time, Nelinho doesn't find his range. Still no score here. And not very much to choose between the teams either. A lot of free kicks. And a determination to stop the man with the ball, whatever the cost. This is Andrade. Jorginho. Forward by Mozer. That's good play by Marquinho because he saw Ailton going up on the left on the overlap. Good cross. Oh, Gilmar! What a lovely goal! Gilmar for Flamengo. After 29 minutes. No wonder they're celebrating in the Maracanã. That was an exquisite goal by Gilmar. And they loved it. Marquinho here, a glorious crossfield pass to Ailton, the fullback coming up on the outside. The cross in, and a diving header, and a brave one too by Gilmar, has put Flamengo 1 goal in front. The red and black flags are out. And with just under half an hour gone, the visitors, Atlético Mineiro, find themselves coming from behind, and Gilmar receiving deserved congratulations for a fine finish. That was without doubt the best move we've seen so far, and it had a fitting conclusion. Just a reminder that these matches are being played over 2 legs. This is Ronaldo again. No foul, said the referee, somewhat contentiously. So even if Atlético were to lose by 1 goal here, they've got the home match to come. But here's Julio César. Flamengo will be going for the second now. Marquinho. Back to Ailton. Sócrates wanting to start things off from inside his own half. Aldair. Well, that was a sloppy pass. Ronaldo's in on it. Sergio's made a through run again. Danger here, and Mozer comes in behind him. One or two appeals for a penalty by Atlético players. It's not been given. Quite interesting to see that again, because Mozer came across Sergio. We'll get a better idea from this, and it looked to me like a push. I would have thought there was a clear case for a penalty there, but the referee, Vanderlei Boschillia, certainly favouring the home team perhaps with that decision. Here's Júlio César. Up on the outside comes Jorginho. Whistle's gone. Well, that goal has certainly brought the first leg to life here in the Maracanã. Forward by Zenon, looking for Renato. Just laid it back, Zenon coming through again, and offside. There was a flag up there on the far side, which one or two of the defenders were only too pleased to notice. I think you'll see when we see it again, the shot may have come back off the post. But there was an offside flag up, so it wouldn't have counted. Yes, it did. Maybe some flowers there for the goal scorer at half-time. He is number 10, Gilmar. And here's Andrade, number 6. Free kick again. There's a feeling in South America that the Brazilians are determined to become a somewhat more physical outfit after their experiences in the last World Cup. One hopes not too much so, but if you're watching in Europe, you may detect a slight change in their attitude here in these club matches. Certainly we've seen 2 or 3 cynical fouls here. Sócrates possibly fancying a shot. Oh, what a good save. I'm not sure whether it was going in from Sócrates. It was swerving and bending, that's for sure. And the goalkeeper's view of it, well, yes, it may well have gone in. Pereira was forced to make the save in case. It's a corner. Marquinho curving it in. 2 defenders going for the same ball there, really. Total miskick by Keita. Didn't get hold of that at all, the number 9. Ronaldo trying to get Sergio in. Renato's up there too. There are 5 minutes left in the first half, and the finishing at the moment is letting both teams down. This was Renato who picked the ball up from Sergio, but it was a poor effort, really. Also spotted that in between all the Brazilian twists and tricks, there are some old-fashioned long passes from time to time when it suits them. I say old-fashioned because that's been said to be more the European style or the British style over the years. Gilmar, the goal scorer, then there, fouled. But the free kick will be taken by Jorginho. Really not a very good one. It was aimed at Kita. Well, they've only been caught out once in that defence so far, but it was enough. Elzo. He's gone forward again, the number 5. Nice player. Moving shortly after this match to Benfica in Portugal. Brazilian players can join Portuguese clubs without counting as foreigners as far as that country's football is concerned, and Elzo will be a useful acquisition. He was chopped down there. But he played with great aplomb in Mexico. Indeed, he had to cover quite a lot of the time for the older players like Junior and Sócrates and Zico, and did extremely well in midfield. There, though, coming up to half-time. Nice move. But again, the finish was missing. Sergio initiated it again on the right. In the main threat. Here's Jorginho, number 5. Aldair, and the referee blows for half-time, with Flamengo leading Atlético Mineiro by 1-0, scored by Gilmar after 29 minutes. Welcome back to the Maracanã, and Atlético Mineiro now playing from left to right in the stripes, a goal behind, have made a half-time substitution. Eddie Valdo has come on. You might catch sight of a number 16 at some point, and he's replaced Reinaldo Xavier. The Flamengo team as it was in the first half. Here's the goal scorer, Gilmar, number 10. Atlético Mineiro, not one of the great goal-scoring teams of this competition so far. Indeed, a low-scoring side in the first 2 rounds. So they'll have to find something from somewhere if they're going to square this first leg. Although really a 1-0 defeat here wouldn't be the end of the world for them with the home match to come. Number 2 there, Ailton, who made the goal with a lovely cross. Number 4, Mozer. Bear in mind, you'll be able to see matches in the quarter-finals and semi-finals and final here on Super Channel. And the winners and runners-up go into the Libertadores Cup. More of that in a moment. It's Atlético on the attack. Paulo Roberto, Renato, and Sergio coming in, and I'm not sure the goalkeeper quite knew what was on there. He seemed to stay on his line. And it was a close thing. Renato got the ball right across, and the defender had to plot it out for a corner. Renato, quick and dangerous inside the penalty area. It just wanted to touch that, but Ailton was wise to it. And there's danger. Oh, and a shot coming in from Zenon, and I'm not too sure how that stayed out. There was a defender and the goalkeeper. In fact, the number 9, Kita, was back defending, actually. They threw themselves there at Zenon, and somehow the ball went wide. I rather think in the end he fluffed the shot the wrong side of the post. Could so easily have been the equaliser, and the crowd here of 48,000 witnessing some goal-mouth incident now. I was about to say that the Libertadores Cup is for the leading clubs in South America, rather like the European Champions Cup in Europe. And indeed, the winners of those 2 competitions meet for the World Club Championship. So there's plenty of incentive here. Paulo Roberto again attacking on the left. And certainly Flamengo can't afford to sit back on this lead. That's already clear. Sebastião Lazaroni, the Flamengo coach, well known for his use of second-half substitutes, so we could see changes there, because he'll be looking for a second goal here at home. Gilmar. It's a good run. Oh, and Julio César. And half saved. Oh, and even then it might have gone in from Peter, I think it was, on the far post. It was Julio César who made it possible. Wow. Just watch this. The keeper, I'm sure, gets a hand to it, but he almost puts it into the path of Keita there. The defender, Paulo Roberto, got the ball away. Good clearance. That's really kept Atlético in the game, and a save at the other end there, with Zé Carlos having to be alert as Renato broke. This is good stuff now in the Maracanã. Corner for Atlético. Elzo is forward here with the volley. And he was well placed too. There was no marking there on Elzo. He stole in completely unnoticed. But scooped it over. Pleasure to watch football in these conditions, but I would imagine very hot out there on the pitch. Ailton, so dangerous from left back. Sócrates moving in and out of the match, as is his normal custom. Touches are still good though. This is number 5, Jorginho. Oh, and Keita was there and wide. Goalkeeper a little fortunate, Pereira. He came out for Jorginho's cross and just about put that ball back in the path of Keita, who couldn't react in time. Just watch the way the ball is bent in. It's a wicked one for a keeper. And Keita might have scored there without knowing much about it. Still 1-0 to Flamengo. This is Sergio. Oh, a lovely return ball to him. And a chance, volleyed away. Beautiful move by Atlético. Possibly the best little 1-2. They've a lovely back heel by Zenon to Sergio. And it required that very desperate clearance on the far post. What they really wanted there, Atlético, was a forward coming in. They may get one here from the corner. Sergio. The height of Mozer there. Elzo. Oh, that's a bad foul again. There's been some bad body checking here. The 7 being held up, I rather think Julio César is going to be replaced by Flamengo. All the interviewers are waiting to talk to him when he comes off. And there he is. He'll be replaced by Paloma, number 15. He must go straight into the defensive lineup because it's a free kick on the edge of the area for the foul on Elzo. Paulo Roberto standing as if he's going to have the shot. Oh, in the end it was Zenon. The free kicks have not been quite the Brazilian stature that we've come to expect. They're not going far away, but you often expect to see those finish in the back of the net. Perhaps we're hoping for too much. Certainly the goalkeeper's happy enough, because Atlético are still searching for the equaliser with an hour gone here in the Maracanã. very long season for these players. They operate in their state leagues for just about 6 months, and then the national championships start. They play virtually all the year round in Brazil, when you include international duty. Here's Eddie Valdo, who came on at half-time. And again, one of those little runs forward by Elzo from midfield. How many times now has he been checked like that? It's getting to the point, really, where the referee is going to have to stamp down even harder on this. Now, Renato placing the ball this time. Look at the man with the microphone by the net. Often they employ an ex-goalkeeper there, these radio stations, to actually describe what it's like from the goalkeeper's point of view and whether the wall is right. Everton trying his luck this time. It's straight into the wall. Certainly Atlético having more of the second half, even though they are the away side here in this first leg in the third round of the Gold Cup. Here's Sócrates for Flamengo. Spreads it wide to number 11, Marquinho. Oh, and another good overlap by the fullback, but Marquinho goes himself. Well, he was the man that swept the ball out to the wing for the goal. This time he saw the man to his left, but he chose to come inside, but he shot wide. Marquinho. Swift counter-attack, though, this by Flamengo. Defenders were a bit all over the place. Never any problem getting the youngsters to watch football in Brazil. And there's the possibility of a second substitution. And what's going to happen here is that the piece of paper will denote which player comes off. That's Paulo Isidoro down there, who is going to come on wearing number 15. But he has to give the instructions to the bench, or rather to the official down there. Cross for... Oh! That was Kitar. Nearly number 2. Kitar had the header, and it came out of nothing. A good cross by Ailton again, the fullback. Just look at this. Kitar gets up so well, and that's a good save by Pereira. Play switching straight to the other end, and now I really believe we can see the substitution. And when we finally get the number up, it's Renato who'll come off. And Paulo Isidoro, who was a familiar figure in Spain in '82, usually as a substitute for Brazil. Coming on here to try to restore balance to a match in which his side still trail by 1-0. Elzo. And Isidoro is a very nimble player, good at taking opponents on. Elzo out to Paulo Roberto. Just need a little bit more penetration, Atlético Mineiro, to test thoroughly this Flamengo defence. That was forward by Andrade to Sócrates. Kitar is in the centre. Nelinho came across to foil Kitar there. Typical Sócrates pass, outside of the foot, like velvet. Oh, and the break is on, and a bad foul. Well, Paloma was the man brought down. It was a lovely move. Gilmar put it through to him. Well, he seemed as though he got a touch on the ball, the defender, but I have to say he played the man as well. It's got to be a free kick. They were stretched, Atletico. There's no question about that. Paulo Roberto trying to make up the ground. And so the scene switches to a free kick now at Pereira's end. And he'll be nervous because Flamengo have got 2 or 3 players who can operate from here. Andrade is standing just next to the kicker. Number 6, Sócrates is there as well. Well, the referee's given a corner. That must have got a clip off the outside of the wall when Aldair bent it in. Certainly a corner's been given. "15 minutes left. Flamengo 1, Atlético Mineiro 0. Gilmar. Well, there could be a break on here. There's loads of space. Elzo saw the opportunity. Players right and left. He plays the right ball. Well, it was Sócrates that got back. And Isidoro had the shot. That was a terrific run from one penalty area to the other by the number 5, Elzo. He just kept going until Sócrates got there, and even then found Isidoro. Took his chance first time and over. Well, as the minutes tick on, looks as though Atlético Mineiro may have to go back, facing a 1-goal deficit, but they haven't given up hope yet. There's a deflection on that and a save too. Sergio. Unlucky, the number 7. It caught a defender, I'm sure of that. Yes, it did. Aldair, I think it struck, so it's a corner. But Sergio there saw the goalkeeper off his line and might have lofted that into the top corner, but a good save. Sergio with the corner. Oh, that's a brilliant goal. And it looks like Batista. An extraordinary skill to get that ball in with the acrobatic bicycle kick so close to the ground. No wonder they're celebrating, the supporters from Minas Gerais. A fabulous finish from this corner. Batista, I don't know how he did that. Only a Brazilian, perhaps, could score a goal quite like that. It sent them into raptures. And it's come just 9 minutes from the end, and it's put a completely different complexion on this Gold Cup tie, because Batista has levelled the scores at 1-1, and if it stays like this, what a lovely goal. If it stays like this, Atletico would start the second leg at home on level terms. And Flamengo have let the game slip. Absolutely stunning, that. And they haven't finished yet. Paulo Roberto joining the attack. Play on to the referee. So Marquinho does just that. Slides it through to Sócrates. And on again, trying to get Kitar in. Good tackle, Luizinho. Well, it had to be a good tackle because Kitar was on his way there. So, 1-1 in the Maracanã, with only a few minutes left. And I don't think Flamengo were bargaining for this. The second substitute is coming on. Just got sight there of Adílio getting ready. There's only about 6 minutes left. Zenon. It's very well played by the number 10. They've always got that outlet on the far side. Paulo Roberto. Isidoro. Nelinho. Still they probe. Sergio. Ball seemed tied to his feet there. Isidoro. Good tackle again. There's been some fair defending too in this match so far. That was Ailton, who's shown he can play at both ends of the pitch. But Flamengo are rocking here. They've been hit hard by that goal, and Elzo's doing so much damage in midfield and continually getting brought down. Foul there by Andrade, number 6. Here's the substitution. Gilmar, the goal scorer, will come off and be replaced by Adílio. That's the away fans you can hear now. Five minutes to go. Nelinho trying the free kick, but again, it's too high. Sometimes they did, sometimes they don't. Well, it's a cup match this, or the first leg of one anyway, that has kept the crowd interested right to the end, especially those supporters of Atlético who've seen their team come back from behind. Andrade for Flamengo. Adílio getting into the game right away. Awkward cross. Oh, Keita, surely no. Luizinho was there. Splendid defending. Keita has been thwarted whenever he's got near goal. He must have thought the chance was on the way there. But number 3, Luizinho, still a very accomplished defender. There's no question at all that Atlético will be very, very delighted to go back to Minas Gerais with a 1-all draw. It gives them every chance of progress with the second leg to come at home. And Flamengo will feel after that excellent start they haven't capitalised on what should have been their advantage. Probably the man of the match in midfield, I would think. The number 5 of Atlético has been involved in everything they've done. Andrade. Sócrates just laid it back into the path of Adílio. Sócrates. Oh, that's still a telling ball, and perhaps Marquinho can do something here. Nelinho who steps in. Won't give the ball back to Marquinho. Adílio. Corner. Maybe time then for Flamengo to force a late winner. They certainly need it in this first leg. There's just over a minute to go. And Marquinho will take the corner. There were 2 defenders covering Keita there. Some of the Flamengo fans on their way out. They've seen enough. But the Atlético supporters will stay on, I'm sure, to cheer their team to what looks now like a 1-1 draw. There's still a free kick to come. Be quick with it, though. And out comes Pereira. Well, the whistle goes to signify the end of the first leg, and a fine result for Atlético Mineiro, who hold Flamengo 1-1 here in the Maracanã Stadium in Rio. A good performance by Atlético Mineiro, who start level in the